Hi everybody, welcome to my Blue Zones presentation. It is titled Walking into Health. So first I wanted to briefly go over an introduction about the book, The Blue Zones. And really I wanted to start with what is the Blue Zones even about? So The Blue Zones is a book that gives you advice on how to live to be a healthy individual and live to your fullest potential. And it's all about these centenarians and how they have chosen to live their life and how it has benefited them, and really give us advice on what we can do to emulate their lifestyle. So, what is a blue zone? A blue zone is this term coined by Dan Buettner and his colleagues, and when they were searching for regions around the world where people are speculated to live longer than average, they circled them with blue highlighter. And this is where that came from. Now we just call them the blue zones. And there are 5 places around the world that have been coined in this blue zone category. And that's up to this picture right here. There's Loma Linda, California, Sardinia, Italy, Ikara, Greece, Okinawa, Japan, and Nicoya, Costa Rica. And so in this presentation, I chose a project that could go with one of these lessons learned. And I chose to emulate the lesson on walking daily to improve your life. And this is a lesson that centenarians from all over the world agreed on and said that this is so important to do. So I wanted to highlight why I chose this project. And while I do walk daily, as most people do, I've realized that I mostly live a sedentary lifestyle. Not by choice, but just between work and school, I often end up spending a lot of time in a chair. Another reason why I chose this project of walking is that walking has a wide range of benefits, and it's a really wide spectrum because there's some totally on the physical side and even some on emotional and mental. And ultimately, I'm glad to start this project because I do really want to increase my health and live a longer and happier life. And walking has proven to be a great beginner step towards that goal. So, I wanted to go over the research that I gathered and focus on 10 benefits of walking. And there are many more that you can choose from. There were a ton. I don't even know how we would ever get through them, but the first number one that most people highlighted was improved cardiovascular health. Heart health has proven to exceed by walking. And one study that I had found looked at heart failure risk in postmenopausal women and found that walking decreased that risk by 25%. The next benefit that I want to highlight is the stress relief factor from walking. Walking has proven to be an effective way to clear your head and gain some stress relieving endorphins. Now, along the same line with endorphins, we have number 3, that's enhanced mood. Now, walking can also be a boost of self-esteem and help reduce all of the negative feelings, anxiety, and depression that we feel. And a lot of this also is to do with some of the endorphins that we gain. The 4th benefit is weight management. Walking has proven to be a consistent calorie burner, and when you walk consistently, you're often able to sustain the weight that you want, and even in some cases, lose some weight. Number 5 benefit we have is increased energy. By increasing your oxygen flow when walking, you gain cortisol and epinephrine, and those are great. The next benefit, number 6, is improved sleep. And by adding exercise, you're decreasing stress and improving your sleep quality is just a natural result. Number 7 is a sharper brain. By increasing your blood flow to your brain, it's releasing neurotransmitters that boost your cognitive function. And it gives you're wide awake and it's very sharp. Number 8 is lowering your blood sugar. When you walk, you use your muscles, which use more glucose, and resulting in lowering your blood sugar. And it was actually proven that you don't need to walk much. Even after a meal, if you walk 10 minutes, you will lower your blood sugar. Number 9 is good for your bones. Just a half an hour of walking enables 2 measures of bone growth. And really, when you're thinking about sustainability in old age, bones and everything that just becomes fragile is very important. And number 10 that I wanted to talk about of benefits of walking is reducing the risk of cancer. Now, this is a really big one, and honestly, there were many more that reduced risks with walking, but an activity that cuts down body fat will prevent cancer by limiting cancer-causing hormones like estrogen and insulin. Alright, so what is my project to do with walking? In my project, I was taking a page from Sardinia's lesson, which states, walking 5 miles a day or more, as Sardinian shepherds do, provides all the cardiovascular benefits you might expect. So 5 miles is approximately 10,000 steps. So my plan was to walk 10,000 steps every day for the next 10 days. And I tracked my progress through my Apple Watch and I rated how I felt each day. So this is how a typical day for me went. Because I couldn't alter my life completely and live how people in Sardinia did by incorporating movement into their job. What I did was before in the morning I would walk as long as I could until I would have to get to my job or schoolwork, and then after I would take an evening walk to round up the rest of the 10,000 steps I needed for that day. And usually the morning walk would be lengthier, like in this case it was 2.37 miles, and the rest of the evening was fairly short. So what I had found actually is when you look here at the total calories, it's actually a decent amount of calories to sustain weight loss or even just managing your weight. So here is the amount of steps I did every day each day for the next 10 days, and you'll see that most of the time I ended up actually going over that 10,000 requirement. Altogether, in the 10 days, through my just intentional walks, I had burned 6,133 calories and walked a little over 50 miles. And I found that most days, this routine would often end up more than 10,000 steps, like I said, so even this is a little skewed. However, I think a lot of my steps would happen during the day, which you don't actually get to see the calories burned from that. And here is my results from my daily rating journal. So I created this project almost scale, and I had included all of the benefits that I could see in the next 10 days. Obviously, some of them, like I'm not going to be able to see my cardiovascular health change in that amount of time, and some of those like that, but I included stress relief, an enhanced mood, improved sleep, increased energy, and if my brain was sharper day to day. So you'll see in the beginning that a lot of my thoughts were it was too early to tell some of these things are very gradual over time. But on the last day, I had actually seen a big difference compared to my first day, or even in the middle of my project. And I had found that there was a significant increase in every category. And while not every day was 10 out of 10, or even in the higher range, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, I had found that really in every category, I had less stress, felt more accomplished during the day, and my sleep was improved. I had more energy throughout the day, and my schoolwork was actually benefiting from that. So in my reflection, the positives of my project that I wanted to highlight was, first of all, I was very happy that I get to use technology to my advantage and track my walks and steps accurately. And I also was able to use the rating journal I made to keep track of my progress every single day. And of course, I also got to reap the benefits of 10,000 steps a day. My negatives in this project, or things that I just didn't see going so well, was it was hard to track some of the previous benefits I've mentioned of walking in the time frame. So things like weight loss or even cardiovascular health, and obviously the risk of cancer, that's not something I'm going to be able to see right away or even at all until later down the road. The other thing was for blood sugar levels, I don't have tools to access that information, although I'm sure there's a way you can do it for the future. In the future, for more accurate results, I would lengthen the time conducted for this experiment to at least a month. That way I can accurately track my weight and see if my mood over time was increased. In conclusion, I had a really great time with this project, and it meant much more to me than just walking, but it actually showed me and others in my family that the road to health doesn't have to be complicated. It can be a low impact workout like walking, and it provides many benefits for your life and even lengthens your life. Another thing I really was very happy with and fascinated with, that this is accessible to everyone regardless of your status or wealth. There's no gym membership or anything that you necessarily need to have. This is something that everyone can do, and it really will help your life in the long run. This was able to impact my family because I was able to include my family on this journey, and my mom often walked with me almost every day. And I know it's been impactful in my family because we have been going on a lot more walks just as a way to spend time together. And I really am feeling the benefits of walking, and specifically, I know it's been impactful through my enhanced mood in my day-to-day life. All right, thank you for listening, and I hope that this has helped and benefited your life in some way. Thanks.